Good day, everyone. Today we are going to study lesson number 4.2, okay, for grade 7. It's talk about equivalent expressions. How to generate equivalent expression. Actually, from your book, the first example is a good way to start. First example talk about the student council has spent $300 on the supplies needed to sponsor a dance concert fundraiser. Okay, 3 council members wrote the following expression. So we want to calculate how much they get from buying the text. Okay, 3 of them write 3 different expressions represent the total amount of raised for the text, the T text. T text is T here refer to the number of text. Okay. So T is number of tickets. Okay. So as I told before, if I don't know the number or confused about the number or we will know the number later, you can call it any letter. So we call it T because it started with ticket. So T, it's okay. Any letter. How much for one ticket? Here in the ticket, as you see, it's $6 for one ticket. Okay, $6. Okay, how many tickets? We said T. So to know the whole amount, it's 60. So it will be 6 what? It will be 6 T. Why? 60 means is the same as 6 multiply T. So, but we don't, between any number and letter, never write the multiplication. So we write it as 60, and we know that the operation will be multiply. So it's 6 multiply T. So this is the amount of tickets they buy, they sell. Okay. Okay. So 60, but we will subtract from the total amount of money is the $300 which we pay from the beginning. So the algebraic expression will be 60 minus 300. So it's right. It represents the situation here. 60 minus 300. Can I write 60 minus 300 by any other ways? Can I? Yes. In math? Yes, we can. So one of them said, I think it's the same to write it as 6 open bracket T minus 300 minus 50 and close the bracket. Okay, here as here. Actually, we don't know if it's right or not. Another one said no. We can write it also by another way. Start with negative 300 plus 60. So we wondering now, is this 2 form is equivalent to the first? Okay, let's see what we should do. Okay. Actually, I'll describe. We have to use the something called addition properties or properties of additions. Okay. When we adding or subtracting, we have some properties. What is this property? Okay. First one, we have something is called associative property. We have something called associative and another thing called commutative. Okay, and so another property, additive inverse. And if I have multiplication with addition, we call it distribution or distributive property. Okay, so let's try to know it by small example. If I have a number here, 2 plus 3. Can I write it as 3 plus 2? Yes or no? Yes, it's the same answer. its property in addition. It's called commutative. So commutative property is to flip the numbers. Also, if I have different negative number like 8 minus 5, I can write it as negative 5, and the sign of 8 is what? Is positive, plus 8. It's the same. It's called commutative. So I can flip the numbers. Okay? First become second, and second become first. It's okay. With the sign, with its sign. As you see here, when I flip this number, I take the sign with the 5. Because the sign of 5 is minus. By the way, I can write this form in this form. I can write 8 minus 5. We said before, the meaning of minus is adding negative number. So from the beginner, the sign of 5 is negative. Okay, so it's negative 5 plus 8. Take care about it. And also, this form, that what we did here is to convert minus to plus from here to here, convert minus to plus negative. It's called what? This is a property too. So we have two property in one property. What is this property called? I change the sign. Yes? Negative, positive, negative, and something like this. It's called additive inverse. It's called what? So the property here is called additive inverse. You know, the additive inverse is talk about if I have 5, the additive inverse of 5 is negative 5. Okay, negative 6, the additive inverse of negative 6 is 6. Okay, so just change the sign. So when we change the sign, it's called, this is a property of addition. Okay, it's called what? Additive inverse. Okay, so I have two property until now. One, commutative, which I flip the numbers. Two, additive inverse. Okay, okay, try to count with me. Again, what next? Actually, if I have three algebraic terms like this example, 1 plus 2 plus 3, someone can tell me, yes, I can start adding the first two number, and then the result will be added to third. Okay, if I start from the first two number, 1 plus 2, 3 plus 3, it will be equal 6. Okay? Okay. Someone else said, no, I can write it by another way. 1 plus 2 plus 3. I will not start with first and second. I can start with the second and third. Okay? So it will be 1 plus. We finish what inside the bracket first. Okay? So 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. It's the same answer. What does this property say? And you can notice that I didn't change anything. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I didn't change anything. Okay? So as it is, but only I choose to finish the first, to add the first with the second first, then add to the third. Or put the first and add second to third, then add all. It will give you the same answer. What does this property means? Actually, this property is called associative. So it's associative property. Associative property is to choose what you want to finish first. So if I collect some sets of numbers and want to add them first, then continue with the result, it's called associative property. So this is number 3. Again with me. 1, commutative. 2, additive inverse. 3 associative property. Sir, force, I have force. Yes, I have force. Force, I'll say it by two ways. We can apply the force one by two ways. What is this way? If I have this expression, 3 multiply 2 plus 5. Make it negative. We didn't use negative before. 2 negative 5. What is the answer here? Actually, the relation between 3 and the bracket is nothing here. So it's what? Yes, it's multiply. So between a number and a bracket, if there is no operation, we will consider it as a multiplication directly. This is a way. Okay, so we have to multiply 3. First by the first term, second by the second term. So let's solve it. It will be 3 multiply 2. What is the sign of 3? It's positive. What is the sign of 2? It's positive. Positive, positive, positive. So it's positive. 3 times 2, 6. So the first element is 6. Then the sign of 3 is positive. And the sign of 5 is negative. So positive, negative, negative. And 3 times 5, 15. Then we can add it. What is this property says? By the way, to add it, it will be, I have to write it in this form, 6 instead of minus. I'll write it plus negative 15. So, and we'll use the rule, sign of big and subtract. Big here is 15, so its sign is negative. Then subtract 15 minus 6 equal 9. So the answer is negative 9. Okay? Okay. What if I want to write it by flipping? How? This is the first one. So this, by the way, this operation is called, or this property is called distributive property. It's called what? Distribution or distributive property. By the way, I can write this property by another way. It's called also distributive property. If I have this form, 6 minus 15. Can you write it again with the opposite of distributive property? What is the opposite? Actually, I can find that 6 in times table 3, 15 in times table 3. So I can take 3 from here and here as a common out. Then what is the remaining inside the bracket? When we take 3 out, as you see, in the beginning we said here that we make the number in. So 3 multiply going inside the bracket. So we're going inside. Here we will do the opposite. We will get out. We need to get out 3 from here and get out 3 from here. How? By the opposite operation. In the first one, we start with multiplying. So in the second one, we'll do what? The opposite, divided. Okay, so we will take 3 as a divide. Why you choose 3? Because 6 in times table 3 and 5, 15 also in times table 3. So I choose 3 as a common, okay, common factor for 6 and for 15. Okay, so also I can write it in this form to be easy with you. I can write it as in this, before we write it here. Before we write 3 out, I can write it to be easy, easier for you. 3 multiply 2, which is 6. 6 is 3 multiply 2. I write 6 as a 2 factor, 2 times 3. Minus 15 also can be written as 3 multiply 5. What's common here? The common number is 3. So we will take 3 out. This is why we choose 3. Okay, we will take 3 out as a common. So when we take it out, we will do what? Division. Instead of multiply, so divided 3, take 3 out. What is the remaining here? Divided 3 is the remaining here 2. What's the sign? Divided 3, the remaining here 5. So I can write it by opposite way. It's called also distributive property. Okay? So the distributive property can be written with 2 ways. By multiply inside the bracket or take a common out the bracket. Both are distributive property. Okay? So this is the first one. We study today commutative, associative, additive inverse, distribution or distributive property. Okay? Let's apply what we study now about the example we described from the beginning. Okay? Our example is six 60 minus 300. Can we write it in another form? We will see now if we are right or not. So do you think this expression is right? Instead of 60 minus 300, let's try the distributive property. 6 multiply t, then 6 multiply negative 50. It will be equal, 6 multiply t is 6t. Positive, negative, negative. 6 multiply 50, 300. So it's the same. Yes, this is equivalent expression. And we use what? Which property here? Yes, distributive property. So here we use distribution or distributive property. Okay? And the next one, sorry for handwriting, I'll change it. Bad handwriting, sorry. Distributive. Okay, property. What about this one? Is this equivalent to the first and second? Actually, he flips the first. Yes. What is this called? It's commutative. So it's legal. Yes. We change from first, second. Instead of first and first instead of second, we flip the number. So it will become, it's called what? Commutative. Okay, very good. Commutative property. What else? Actually, I can write it by the additive inverse. How? Who can say it by the additive inverse? I'll give you 30 seconds. Actually, it will be 6t plus, as I told you before, the negative means, minus means, the meaning of minus is adding negative number, negative 300. So it's called what? Additive inverse. Okay? Okay. So we can write an algebraic expression by many ways. Okay? I have 4 ways now to write it. So you can choose any of them to rewrite equivalent expression, algebraic expression to another one. Okay? Okay. That's enough for this lesson today. We will take some example about this lesson later. So enjoy your time, study well. See you. Bye.